wanted to share with you a couple of things, a couple of signs and symptoms that I had when I was in the middle of my eating disorder, which was, by the way, never diagnosed. But looking back, I definitely know that I had an eating disorder, and just wanted to share these things with you because a lot of times we may not even think that they are abnormal, that the things that we do are abnormal, but they are. And people from the outside can tell, but because we are inside of it, we just cannot see it. The first thing is making food for others but not eating it ourselves. Super, super common. So we like to be surrounded by food. We like to be surrounded by recipes and the process of cooking and baking, but we never eat those things. The next thing is reading cookbooks. That becomes your main literature, like looking for recipes online and reading cookbooks. I remember I had this chocolate book that someone had given me, and I would just like look at the pictures all the time and think about these chocolates and sometimes making some of them but never eating them unless I was binging. Then I ate all that. But in general, just cookbooks, favorite things. The next thing is simply thinking about food. Whether you want it or not, food is on your mind nonstop, and we may become so used to it that it doesn't feel abnormal anymore. But actually, food should be really automatic for most of us. Like, okay, we eat and then we move on to the next thing, eat and move on to the next thing. But it should not really occupy our mind so that we don't have the time to think about anything else, or the brain power to think about anything else. The next thing is eating huge volumes of very low calorie foods. You probably know my carrot story already, how I used to eat raw carrots all the time. It can be something else too. It can be like bags of spinach or celery or rice cakes or whatever the diet foods are. And we want to kind of make that eating experience as long as possible. And that's exactly because we're not giving ourselves the nutrients that we really need. And one more thing is saving your calories for the last meal of the day, so that the first half of the day you try to get away with as little as possible so you can have a huge meal at night. And there can be a couple of reasons for that. One of them is just, again, making that eating experience really long, because then you can sort of like run away, escape from whatever it is that you don't want to deal with. So you can eat and eat and eat for hours and hours. And we also have this fear that what if I use up all my calories earlier in the day and I only have like low number left for the evening. There's a big mistake in the thinking, because why do we think that we only have like fixed number of calories available for us? And also secondly, our eating would be so much more balanced and normal if we ate roughly same amounts throughout the day. It doesn't have to be like 500 calories every meal, but if it was more even throughout the day. So what can you do about all these things? Start eating things that truly satisfy you, not just the things that fill you up, because oftentimes those won't satisfy, just like I mentioned. So find the things that make you feel, okay, I'm good, I'm full, I can move on. And also eat that freaking muffin that you just made. Like seriously, don't just watch other people eating it, but have one too and see what happens. You don't have to run 5 miles before to earn it. You don't have to get anyone's permission. You don't need a special occasion. Just go eat it. The more you practice that, trusting your signals and eating a treat here and there, the more you eat satiated foods, the less you think about food. Seriously.